Okay guys, back with another video for you today, and today I'm talking about two new releases from the house of Nishane Ege, one of my favorite niche houses right out of Turkey, Istanbul, Turkey. The fragrances I'm talking about are Nanshe and Ege, or Aigio. Basically translates to Aegean, the Aegean Sea. So these two fragrances I'm talking to you about today, I'm reviewing for you. I'm telling you everything I can tell you, as much as I can tell you about these two fragrances. And one of them seems to be my favorite of the two. Can you guess which one by looking at the bottles? Anyway, we do have a bottles giveaway, one of each. And I'm going to tell you all about these two fragrances coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Today I'm talking about Nishane, as mentioned. I've been anticipating these fragrances, and Nishane hasn't had any releases this year so far. I believe these were supposed to launch earlier in the year, but they got delayed till the end of the year. Glad they're making it out now, and I'm enjoying one of them, as I said, really enjoying one of them, but I'll tell you the styles. This is an Oriental Floral. This is an ozonic aquatic, or aromatic spicy, but really aquatic ozonic for me. So now can you guess which one is my favorite? Anyway, I'll tell you about Nanshe and Aigio. Before I do that though, if this is your first time tuning into my channel and you still haven't subscribed to my channel, please do click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. I just want to let you know these were sent to me by Lucky Scent, and I'm doing this video for Lucky Scent, and I'm giving you my honest opinions. If you're curious to discover these two fragrances, I do have a link in the info box to Lucky Scent. You can go there to check out the fragrances. They do come in two sizes, 50s and 100s. These are 100s, and they also do sell samples, so if you wanted to just sample them, you can do that as well. So Nanshe and also Aigio are both 2020 launches, and I'm going to tell you about Nanshe first, my favorite. The reason it's my favorite is because I just like the style, and I've been digging really floral notes lately. I've been doing videos on different floral fragrances, and even though this one is an Oriental Floral, it's a very powdery experience, ultra powdery experience. So if you like yourself powdery fragrances, you definitely need to check this one out. But this, again, the prices I gave you, and a link is in the info box for this fragrance to Lucky Scent. You can go check it out over there and see what you think about it. But it is an Oriental Floral. It's created by Cecile Zarokian, and the two fragrances, this and the other, are Extrait de Parfum concentration. So meaning it's going to be really, really long lasting, really, really intense, and it's really, really concentrated perfume oils. So they're big experiences, and I agree, both of them are pretty big experiences, and they have very, very long lasting qualities. So with this one, for notes, you've got bergamot, carrot seeds, cardamom, yuzu at the top. Heart notes, you have water, fruits, flowers, rose absolute, jasmine, sambac absolute, ylang-ylang. Finally, in the base notes, it's orris, powdery notes, musk, patchouli, and sandalwood. So initially, when I was testing this one out, when I had just smelled the two fragrances out of the bottles, I was gravitating towards this one, even though it is leaning aquatic ozonic, but it didn't really act aquatic ozonic. It was more just watery, and I got cucumbers. And this one I felt like it was a little too powdery. So those were my initial reactions from just testing them out of the bottles and light sprays on me. But when I started wearing this one, I felt like this was a great, great composition. Not only because I dig powdery notes, I dig flowers, but there is a pretty prominent patchouli note in here, and it's really, really nicely blended with the powders, the rose, all the other flowers that are in here as well. So that patchouli always comes through for me in the base notes, and it really does have a great, it complements these notes. It just really does a wonderful job. Now, this is not something like a patchouli fragrance, but it's in there, and it really gives this fragrance just really earthy woodiness and a slightly sparkliness as well. But the fragrance starts out very, very lightly citrusy. Carrot seeds are at the top. You do experience the powderiness of these carrot seeds, slightly spicy with the cardamom as well. But here in the heart is where all the flowers come in. It is a very rosy fragrance, but I wouldn't call this a rose fragrance. Make sense? It's more of a powdery fragrance, and the rose is there. Just like the patchouli, it really does complement the powdery notes in here. It adds something which is really needed, because otherwise you get just a powder bomb. And so it's a powdery rose, but lots of other other floral touches in here, the jasmine, ylang-ylang, and perhaps there's some magnolia and other similar kind of like non-distinct, very strong smelling white flowers in the heart notes. But it's what happens in the base notes that really makes this fragrance come alive. It's the powdery notes, it's the orris, it's the patchouli, and you have a great, great fragrance. And if I was a newbie in this community, I probably wouldn't gravitate towards this kind of a fragrance. It's definitely powdery, it's definitely white flowers, it's definitely lots of rose. So it's not your typical style, but you know, I've come to love fragrances in all styles and genres, and I really do dig this one. And it is my favorite of the two releases, thankfully. It really does work great for me, and I do have to thank the patchouli along with the rose in this one. It just really complements the powdery touches and works great. It is also very, very long lasting, so you only need a few sprays of this one. So I think this is going to make a lot of people happy, especially people that do enjoy these notes as I was mentioning. And that patchouli came into the rescue because I really, really pick it up, and it's really, really sexy in this fragrance. So that's Nanshe for you. That's my favorite of the two releases. Well, as I was saying, sadly, this one actually, when I started wearing it, is when the aquatic marine touches really started developing on me. Out of the bottle, it just really reminds me of very, very ozonic notes. It hints at marine or aquatic touches, but it's mostly ozones. And what I got was like very, very crisp and crunchy cucumbers with this one. You know, when I started wearing it is when the whole marine thing came alive. And I'm not one of the biggest fans of aquatic fragrances, so I have a challenging time with it. Sadly, it doesn't appear when you smell it out of the bottle. So if you're also challenged with aquatic notes, you should definitely test this one out before you buy a full bottle, because it might not work with your chemistry either. That's why it's always great that Lucky Scent sells samples just to test fragrances out. But this is Ege or Aigio, which means Aegean, the Aegean Sea. It's Extrait de Parfum once again. There's two sizes, 50 ml and 100 ml. And as I said, I have a link to the product in the info box. The perfumer is Ilias Ermenidis, and again, it's considered an aquatic ozonic for me, but there's lots of aromatic, spicy notes in here as well. But here's the kicker with this one. Well, let me tell you the notes. For notes here, we got at the top yuzu, violet leaves, anise note, heart notes, basil, green cardamom, mint, finally in the base notes, olibanum and licorice. And here's the kicker with this one. I'm obsessed with anise. I'm from the Mediterranean. I love drinking anything that is created with anise or licorice. And according to the notes, this one has tons of anise. I don't get it. It does not come forward for me. It doesn't appear. For me, I think because I'm so sensitive to this aquatic, ozonic kind of marine notes, whatever that note is in here, it's just taken over. It just totally dominates on me. And I don't get hardly any anise. And I'm very, very sensitive to licorice and anise notes. And sadly, it didn't appear. What I got mostly with this one is, of course, is lots of marine notes. And they don't mention marine notes in here whatsoever. I feel like there's like an overdose of cologne, especially when I wear it, or something similar to that note that will give you that whole sea water, marine note experience. So that was the disappointing part about this fragrance, sadly. But warning again, test it out on your skin, because when I was smelling it out of the bottle, it doesn't smell marine at all. On me, it literally is very marine and sea smelling. So that's just a warning I'm giving you. But some of you like those kind of notes or fragrances. So it's definitely something you should test out. And when you get past the marine notes, it's very fresh and refreshing. It's ultra fresh and refreshing. And as I said, I get cucumbers with this one. And the crisp kind, when you break into it, inside you can see the, the kind of jelly-like consistency. It's very, very like that. So it's watery. It's just like cucumbers basically, but lots of mint and lots of basil comes in as well. Those notes are really, really prominent, and they're pretty much running the show for me. Lots of them, like really green experience, but very green and marine at the same time. So sadly, this one didn't turn out to be my favorite. I like it when I'm smelling it out of the bottle. It's just when it hits my skin, it's when I have to put an end to wearing it. And unfortunately, I kind of had an idea that it might go in that direction, because I always associate blue with marine fragrances, so it was kind of a given that I got that experience when I was wearing it. So in the end, I really do like Nanshe. I think you guys definitely should check it out. I think if you're newbies and you're not into floral fragrances and of course powdery things, get some samples to test them out and see, both of them. But I feel like this one might be the more mass appealing or more crowd pleasing because it's easier to wear, except if you are more sensitive to C notes, marine notes like I am. I'm very, very sensitive to it, and that's why I didn't really get the anise note, and I was really, really looking forward to it. And one more thing I should say is this is kind of a standout note because, you know, Turks, Greeks, even where I'm from, we love this anise note, and I've come to love it because I was given it as a little kid for tummy aches. It's perfect for that. But you know, you have those liqueurs and you associate with that smell and the flavor, but I didn't get it from here. I don't know why. It just didn't happen for me, but it's lots of basil and mint for me. Anyway, now for the giveaway. 2 bottles to give away, one for one of each fragrance to subscribers of this channel from the USA. Sadly, this is a USA giveaway. So if you have a relative or friend that can take the bottles for you, you can participate. Please let me know what you liked about this review. Also, please let me know which fragrance sounds the best to you and why. Please also make sure to put down your state. And lastly, please make sure you're subscribed and I can see that you're subscribed to my channel. Anyway, good luck with the giveaway. And guys, please make sure to go check these 2 fragrances out and the remainder of the Nishane fragrances on Lucky Scent's website. As I said, I have links in the info box. Other than that, if you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please do like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.